welcome to Session 7, Parks and Recreation Committee. We'll call the meeting to order at 11:34. Any declaration of pecuniary interest? Seeing none, we'll move on to confirmation of minutes. I have a motion from Regional Councillor Ted Smith that the minutes of the 6th meeting of the Parks and Recreation Committee is held on June 4th, 2018 be adopted, typed and circulated. Any discussion on those minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion? Carried by all. No deputations here for Parks and Rec today, so we'll move on to communications. Motion here from Mayor Grant that communications 1106, 1170, 1219, 1276, 1344, 1396, and 1653 be received for information. Anybody wish to pull any of those? Wow. All those in favor of Mayor Grant's motion? That'd be carried by all. Okay, rock and rolling here. Move on to a round of others. Councillor Schaefer.
Thank you. Through you, I do have a few. First of all, I would like to congratulate the staff of the this summer's day camp. I have had many reports from parents in the Beaverton area who sent their children. They said it was a great program. They loved all the staff, loved everything about it. So I wanted to make sure that I congratulated all the staff on an excellent job that they did on the day camp. And once again, I hope that it will continue in Beaverton, especially through the March break and winter holidays again, as some of the families have also asked me if it is going to be continuing, so just wanted to bring that. Also want to remind everybody that along with the Sunderland Fall Fair, once the Sunderland Fall Fair finishes, then it's the Beaverton Fall Fair on Friday and Saturday, so hope we'll see everybody out there. Those are the good things I have to say. Now I have a couple of questions for Mr. Colucci. With respect to the splash pad and if it is remaining open or if it is closed now on the weekends for the rest of the season, as well as beach maintenance and what beach maintenance will be done up until the end of the season.
Through you, Mr. Chair, I believe we're going to continue with the maintenance as the weather stays nice. I will confirm with staff about the splash pad. I know we have a typical shutdown date organized with our contractors, so I'm not sure of that date. I'll follow up with that.
If I could ask that once we do know that maybe notices go out via social media, letting families know when it's opened and how much longer it is open for. My next question has to do with the rewilding project down in the harbor and the maintenance with respect to that, and any updates you might have with reports on the rewilding.
Through you, Mr. Chair, we still have some work to complete there. There's some benches and playground equipment to go up. And once that is up, they will be taking their final photos for the final report, which, again, that report will be sent to GMF, and also there will be a presentation to Council, and that will be in the new term of Council because the timing won't work out before the end of the term.
What about the maintenance of the flower boxes within there? Full of weeds.
Staff are doing that, and I'll let them know if there's weeds there. So we do have a planting diagram, and there probably will be some replanting or reorganization of the plants for the spring, because we have a couple of staff that are interested in that.
Councillor Ludwig?
Just a quick mention, Beaver Fall Fair coming up next weekend. I hope to see everybody there. And also the Sunday morning, there's the Terry Fox Run, also in Beaver.
Regional Councillor Smith?
Thank you, Chair of Parliament. As mentioned at the previous meeting, Sunderland Fair tomorrow night is the official opening at 6 o'clock. And those of you who are going to participate in the parade, it's at 11 o'clock on Wednesday morning. Sorry, 10:30. And thank you for that correction. It's on Wednesday, the parade at 10:30. Thank you, Councillor Campbell, for correcting me on that. I'm going to pass along also a concern that I had expressed to me regarding the usage of the fair grounds and all facilities there by the Sunderland Agricultural Society for the fair. I don't. None of us have a lease in front of us, but as was stated to me, and the way I understand it, the Agricultural Society gets the use of the fairgrounds for a week, a 7-day period around the fair. And the reason this was brought to my attention was there was two reasons. One, that was on Saturday night, there was a Jack and Jill booked into the auditorium of the community center in Sunderland, and that, as it turned out, did not have an impact on what was going on with the fair setup, but it could have. And also last year, the ice making had started immediately following some of the activities on the fair, and that impacted on cleanup of and tear down of stuff inside the arena. So I just think it needs to be, I guess, clarified with staff that some of these activities, there needs to be a block of time set there that things aren't booked in and plans aren't made to go ahead and do things that could impact the fair. I'm just asked that, if that could be clarified.
You're quite correct, Regional Councillor Smith. Both Beaverton and Sunderland have executed lease agreement with the municipality where they essentially take possession for a period of time prior to the fair and also following the fair to allow for cleanup. We will certainly pass that lease on to the appropriate staff so that they can recognize the contents and adhere to our obligations under the lease.
Thank you, I appreciate that. And as I say, it turned out not to have any negative effects on the setup for this year's fair. And I will say that the staff that was on hand there yesterday morning, I wasn't able to be there for very long for the setup, but I was there for a while, and the staff on hand was very helpful and quite willing to help. So much appreciated that way. Thank you.
Move on to Councillor Campbell. Any others?
Thank you, Chair of Parliament. A couple of things. I'd like to ask Mr. Colucci if either Outer City Arts or Manila Hall Board were successful in preparing grant applications for Trillium grants by the deadline.
Through you, Mr. Chair, I did not hear anything from Outer City Arts on whether they, I didn't get one from them, so no, I don't think so. And the Manila Hall Board, we did, not for Trillium, but we did actually 2 different grant applications for accessibility grant and one other, which I can't remember, but there was 2.
I think that was the South Lake Futures grant for marketing and promotional material was the other one.
Correct, and accessibility for the washer.
Okay, and also on our outstanding items, is there any update on the flashing light at Concession 6 and Simcoe Street in Sunderland that we talked about? I guess it dates back to September 7th, 2015. I know we have to deal with City of Kawartha Lakes on this, so it's not something we were able to expedite quickly, but I wondered if there was any progress.
It had been submitted to them, and I further submitted the correspondence about maybe 2 months ago, because I had a conversation and they wanted me to send it to someone different, so I sent it in again, but I haven't heard any more.
Thank you. Just one little FYI for everyone. We had our first library board meeting last week, and on September 17th, interviews will be conducted in this building to try to replace the CAO. So that's progress on that.
Councillor Miller, any others?
Yes, thank you. I just wondered if I could have clarification from staff on who is responsible for the lawn maintenance and weeding at the EMS station in Sunderland. Not so much the grass cutting, but there's weeds that are growing in front of the big sign as you enter into town. I just don't think it has a good reflection of the township to have these weeds growing on front of a beautiful sign on a beautiful building.
We will pass those concerns on to the region, their road allowance.
So it's on the EMS property.
It's still the region. They own the property, not the township.
Okay.
To you, Mayor Grant, save the best for last.
Thank you. Just want to confirm a few things that are happening this week. So we got BDAC tonight, 6:30. Okay, and then tomorrow, I and most of the other mayors of Durham region, we are having a session that starts at 7:30 in the morning with regard to finding a replacement CAO for the region of Durham. Mr. Cubitt had earlier signaled his retirement, and we'll be reviewing the finalists tomorrow morning. At the same time tomorrow that the Sunderland Fair is opening, is the opening of the night market in Cannington. I'm told. Okay. On the 12th, I guess I won't be able to make it to the Children's Parade in Sunderland because Durham Region Council is on that morning. I guess a little later in the day, the Nourish Foundation is doing a meet and greet with some of the candidates for the upcoming election. On Thursday, the Community Health Center meeting is on at 7 p.m.
Yes, it's
correct?
It's the executive meeting at 5 o'clock, and then directors meet the next week at 7.
Okay. And that brings us to the 14th. Okay, that's been covered. That's the opening of the Beaverton Fair. On the 15th, the Royal Flush. Maybe Councillor Parnell, can you expand on the Royal Flush?
Yes, across the road, the blacksmith shop. I guess it's an open house, but I had a comment to the Royal Flush. I guess they're ramping out their all the work they did for the accessible washroom. So a lot going on in Brock Township, but if we could try to support Cannington Historical Society. I know they work pretty hard, so that's I think that's kind of the gist of it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay.
And this all occurs at 11 a.m. on Saturday. I understand that some people will be participating in the Uxbridge Studio Tour on Saturday. Also, Tammy and Richard Bell will be opening a new convenience store in Beaverton. Their ribbon cutting's at 2 p.m. And that's what I have for this week. Thank you.
never a dull moment in Brock Township, but the, one thing that, my computer's a little foggy this morning, but I was asked to mention on behalf of Stingers Ringette, their big fundraiser, comedy night this Saturday night at Cannington Legion, 8 o'clock. Ticket information, I guess, contact me. I'll get you gigged up. I think that's it for, Ward 3, I think. Something on Milton. Oh, just a quick, I guess, commend Cannington Lions on, after a real mess up with the, fireworks, Canada Day. They, kind of went up and beyond the, a week ago, Sunday before the Labor Day, the, big crowd and, a real good show. So, just commend them that, things worked out. And I was quite surprised as a Lions Club member. I think kind of Joe Public was kind of, you know, very receptive that stuff does happen. So, because it was a little disappointing July 1st, and some young parents actually mentioned to me that it was nice that their kids were able to see the fireworks because they weren't so late. But that's just Mother Nature and the sun. So maybe Labor Day weekend would be a good weekend for one of our service groups in Brock Township, maybe to go to fireworks. So yeah, I think that's it for me. Regional Councillor Smith.
Yes, as I said, I just want to commend the Lions Club. We were able to attend the Labor Day fireworks. They were terrific, and my 2-year-old granddaughter asked if we brought marshmallows. So, it's terrific. Thank you.
I'll move out to the public. Any questions or clarifications on anything discussed today? Wow. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we'll get to it. Anything from staff?
No.
Oh, okay. Nice to see you back too, Becky. I got a motion out here. Councillor Schaefer. Okay, all those in favor? Great.